Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to answer a user's question, and I guess we could call this USB formatting part 2. The question was, I go and I buy a flash drive and I put it in my Roland and it won't work. Why won't it work? Well, I did one part where I tried to explain formatting and why it didn't work and things like that. And you know, sometimes I don't do a real good job. I teach at a local university, and I do computers and math. And you know, sometimes I forget that people don't really understand formatting. You know, you save something on the computer and it is there. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of the formatting. Okay, there are 4 formatting types that you can get. Now, if you have an older USB, and let's say this one happens to be a 4 gigabyte, okay, by default it's going to be formatted from the factory in FAT32. Okay, FAT32 works well. If you buy a flash drive that's formatted as FAT32, it will work in your Roland. Any one. The 1X, the 4X, the 8X. Put it in, it will be able to read it. It can read FAT32. Okay, that being said, 4 types of file structures. You have NTFS, which is native to Windows. Roland cannot read NTFS file structures. Okay. You also have FAT, just FAT, and I'll show you the screen of that. Okay, when you go to format the drives, because we're going to make this one work. Okay. FAT was really used in older Windows systems. Windows 11 can still read it. That's all fine and good. But really, these flash drives aren't formatted with it. It's more of a Windows 7 type format or earlier, 32-bit OS. The Roland will read, if it's FAT, just FAT, it will read a FAT drive. Okay. Next type is FAT32. FAT32 is kind of the standard that you're going to find on an 8 gig, a 4 gig, any smaller size flash drive that you go and you buy at Walmart or Best Buy or wherever you buy your flash drives from, Amazon. Okay, they're usually going to be formatted as FAT32, and if they're not, just format it yourself as FAT32. Okay. All right, FAT32 will work on the Roland, any of the Rolands. Okay. The 4th type is called extended FAT. So exFAT. The larger flash drives by default are usually formatted in extended FAT. They're done that way because they're actually more compatible with a Mac and Windows world, which is really what the flash drives are designed for. The Rolands just happen to use them. Okay, so those are the 4 types of file formats that you want. Now, the real question is, I go to the store, I have no idea what I'm looking for. What is this, USB 2.0 or 3.0? What should I get? Okay, and then you end up just grabbing something off the shelf, or you ask someone, and then you do the thing that we all do when we have no clue to what we're talking about. We smile and nod. Yes, of course, that's what I want. They're going to give you a flash drive. Now, this one's a great flash drive. Okay, I'm not sure if you can read it on film. It's a 128 gig flash drive. You can store all kinds of information on there. This is a brand new 128 gig flash drive. I put that in. Make sure it goes in all the way. Okay, and it only goes in one way. Turning the power on. Okay, so now it should come here, and I think you can see it's flashing. I think this is going to work well. All right, so there we are. Now I want to save, let's say I want to save my user programs. Okay, so I hold the set key down. The screen is going to flash. It now says AUD. So now I'm going to go to the save. Well, I've done this so many times, I can tell you it's 41 items down the menu. So I have to hit register 4 41 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 41 times. Now I'm at the save. Now I want to save my user programs. Okay, so I hit register 1 and it will tell me what file I can save it as. Now it'll start, if this is brand new and usable, it will start at 000 and then it will save it to that file and then you can bring it back. But to save it, that's all you do. You hit this and it's going to say 000. Oh wait, it doesn't say that. It's dash dash dash. The drive doesn't work. So I've just bought this at Walmart or wherever. I come home, I plug it in, and I can't save my information because it's formatted incorrectly. Not as far as the computer goes, but as far as my 1X goes or my 8X. Okay? So now I need to fix this one. How do we get this guy that you've already seen doesn't work in here to work? Now, when I was talking to my wife about doing this video, when I started explaining to her what you have to do to make this guy work, her eyes glassed over. She just kind of smiled and started looking around. So when I start explaining, and I'll explain it, then I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to make a video of actually doing it, okay, and then show you that it works. But if the explanation, if your eyes glaze over, you know what? Make sure you get like a 4, no larger than an 8 gig flash drive when you go to buy them. Okay, then you won't have to do this. They'll already be set for you. Okay, so here's the quick explanation. Okay, explanation goes like this. This is formatted in extended FAT, so Mac and Windows can use it. We need it in FAT32. Problem is, this is 128 gigs. 128 gigs, you cannot format it. When you try to format it, it will not format. It won't even give you the option for FAT32. Has to do with the size of what's called the partition. Partition is kind of like if I'm writing on a wall and I only want to do a little part of it, I might partition it off, okay, or a piece of paper or whatever. Same thing here. You can store things in partitions. Now, they normally come one partition, period, end. To make this work, we actually have to put a different partition on here. Now what's going to happen is we're going to remove the partition, we're going to put another partition on that's the correct size for what we want. And it can be anything, and I'm going to say it can be larger, but I'm going to say let's keep it under 4 gigs. Okay? And then partition the rest of it so you can use that with your computer. And your Roland won't even see it, won't even read it. It will be wonderful. Okay? But it will act like two separate drives. So you could actually store other documents on there. Okay? So that's the procedure. Okay. So here it is. It's the Pony 128 gig. There's nothing on it. It is completely empty. If I go to properties, it's going to tell me that this is extended FAT. We've already covered that. That's why the accordion could not read it. It's extended FAT. I need to reformat it. Now, it would be great if I could simply right-click, come up here to format. Okay, it's 128 gig. I don't even want to get into why it's not saying it's 128 gig, but trust me that it is. The file structure that we want to format in. Now, it'd be great if I could click on here and actually have FAT32 appear, but it won't because it's too big. It is too big of a drive. So I have two choices, NTFS and extended FAT. Neither one will work on the Roland. Okay, so what do I have to do? All right, what I have to do is now I have to come in and I need to go to my disk management system. So I right-clicked, going to disk management. When you do that, this is what's going to come up. And you get to see the drives that I have here. I have a C drive, blah, 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 blah. And right here is the flash drive. That's the guy that's 128 gigs. It's telling you there what it is. It's not going to work for us. Okay. What I want to do is I want to actually delete the volume because I want to change this partition. Okay, so delete the volume. Boom. Now, I have to warn you, and it's warning you right now, everything on this flash drive is going to be gone. We've already seen there's nothing on mine, but it will erase all of your data. This will be completely blank. So yes, I want to do that. Okay, boom. There it is. Now it's telling me this is all unallocated. Okay. It's unallocated. There's nothing there. If I tried to put that in or tried to do something, I couldn't save anything to it. The partition is not allocated and it's not formatted. So now I'm going to right click. I'm going to do a new simple volume. Simply comes up, blah, blah, blah. What size you want? Well, it's trying to tell me that I want all of it. I don't, because we know that's not going to work. That is not going to work. So I need to tell it, how big do I want this? Okay. I don't want it to be 118 gigs. I want no more than 4 gigabytes. No more than 4. You're not going to be anywhere near 4. You could do 2. It would be fine. But if we do 4096, you could simply do 4,000. It'll change it. Don't go over. That's the largest you should put in, just to be on the safe side. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Boom. It says what drive letter. So when I plug this in, what drive letter do I want it to come up with? Well, I don't really care. This is a demo. So I'm going to say G is fine. Boom. What file format do I want? Bingo. We can do NTFS or FAT32. I want FAT32. I want FAT32. Allocated unit size. You could pick anything. We're just going to leave the default. Okay. And what do we want to call this? Well, I'm going to call this guy Roland sample data. Look, Roland data. Okay, we're going to do a quick format. Boom. Yes, this is all fine. And finish. So there we go. We now have 4 gigabytes formatted as FAT32. Now this is still unallocated. And just looking at this, I will tell you it's about 110 gigabytes. So that's a lot of wasted space, but I can use it as another drive. I come here, I make another new sample volume. Boom. Okay, I'm going to take all the rest of it. It's fine. Okay, sign it. I don't really care. Use whatever. We did G. Let's make this H. It's asking, what file format do I want? Well, if I want to be able to use this in, let's say, a Mac or something else, if it's only Windows, we can do NTFS, but I'm going to make it extended FAT. We'll call this the rest. Format it. Boom. And it's thinking, and guess what? It's there. Now, we're done. But I want to show you, if I close out of this, and I go in to my files, go into this PC, you'll see I have a G, which is called Roland data, which is saying it's 4 gigs. And I have a drive called the rest, which is like 110 gigs, 111. It's called the rest. So right now, if I open this, there's nothing there. No big surprise because we didn't put anything there. There's nothing here. Now, if I wanted to put something there, I could store, I could put, for example, I'll copy a file over here. Okay, I'm just copying a video that I had done on accordion straps. Okay, it's there. It's 203 megs, but I have that is sitting there. This one has nothing on it. Now, I'm going to go back and we're going to put this in the Roland and see if we can now save on it. If it recognizes it, then we're going to bring it back in here to see what it looks like. At this point, we have changed the partition. We actually have 2 partitions on this drive. One that the Roland can read, one that it can't read, but Windows can, and I can use for something else. Now it's time to see if it will actually save my user programs in here. So we're going to take this, we're going to plug it in. Make sure it's all the way in, and please make sure your accordion's off before you plug it in. It's never good to do it when it's on, okay? Or take it out when it's on. Turn the accordion on. At this point, we have the 222. Okay, we're actually going to go to the programs. We have to hit tab 4, registry tab 4, 41 times. We're now at the save. Now, I'm going to hit tab 1, and it's going to give me the file name that it thinks I should use. And it will keep increasing it. There's nothing on the drive, so it's giving me 000. Is that the file name that I want? The answer is yes, so I will hit the enter. Boom, and done. At this point, we are now complete. Everything should be on that drive. All of the user programs should be there. Now, to remove it, I'm going to turn my accordion off before I take the USB out. Remove it, and I'll be back to show you what's on this drive. Here to my computer, we're going to open this guy. I'm just going to open him in a new window. Okay, and there it is. Notice I have the F and H drives. Okay, so there's that. I just want to show you that here on the H drive, there is that video that I had saved before. Up here, there's my user programs. Okay. That's it. And you see how small they are? It's 4 kilobytes. If you actually wanted to see what is actually saved, not completely, but if you open it with Notepad, this is the information that it saves. This stuff all down here, and that's a whole lot more other stuff. You know, the drums that you have, and a lot of the other stuff, and the files that you have saved. A lot of other things. But that's it. Now you see how easy or hard, depending on your outlook. Again, if you have the glazed look in your eyes, just buy a smaller flash drive. It's easier. Okay, you plug it in, it's going to work. But if you have one and you want to do this, because this is just kind of neat to do now. Now I have 2 partitions on here. I can keep all of my Roland stuff here, and I can put anything else here. My schoolwork here, any files, any documents I'm working on, any computer programs I'm working on, they can all go here. So that one flash drive is actually like 2 drives for me. Now I'm back with this. Now, hopefully that has cleared up the confusion about why certain drives, certain flash drives, some will work, some will not. It all has to do with the formatting. And again, it has to be FAT32. It can be FAT itself, but it cannot be NTFS or extended FAT. I would do FAT32, and like I said, this is now 2 flash drives for me. One for my Roland, and one for anything else I want to store in it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have questions, ask. Thanks for viewing.